Expectation of customers for electric vehicles deliveries are soaring high. Currently, this is experienced by customers in love with the 2023 Cadillac Lyriq models. Electric vehicles are not the present for the majority of Americans in 2022, but they are the future. The industry is in agreement with the two premium manufacturers featured in this comparison test. Genesis believes it will solely offer electric cars after 2025, while Cadillac pledges an all-battery-powered portfolio by 2030. Cadillac dabbled in plug-in performance with the expensive but sneakily decent, and Genesis recently debuted a battery-powered version of the G80, but neither manufacturer has provided a dedicated EV. Enter the Cadillac Lyriq and Genesis GV60, two essential electric SUVs that provide a peek of what we might expect from these businesses' futures powered by electricity. Will we remember these couple as bungled initial tries or the beginnings of something extraordinary at the end of the decade? Let's get started. But before getting, you are on Lyriq Media, where we bring to you the latest news and reliable content on the 2023 Cadillac Lyriq models and other electric vehicles manufactured by GM. Stick to us by subscribing and clicking the notification bell not to miss any of our videos. Thank you. Back to our video. The Lyriq is the first Cadillac to be produced using General Motors Ultium electric vehicle technology, which also powers GMC's new Hummers, a Chevrolet Silverado EV, and the future electrified Chevrolet Blazer. The Lyriq will be available in a single-motor rear-wheel drive model called the 450e. The 450 designation denotes 450 Nm of torque, which is rounded up from 441 N. The insignia is generally incomprehensible to Americans, yet we enjoy high numbers on our premium vehicles. Our Lyriq Debut Edition had a sticker price of little under $60,000. But these vehicles are no longer available. Comparably equipped variants are currently available for roughly $63,000. The dual-motor all-wheel drive Lyriqs will be delivered in early 2023, as earlier mentioned on this channel. The Cadillac is undeniably attractive. The Lyriq's electric powertrain is hinted at by slim, dramatic lighting components and a Babe grille-aping panel up front, while a long dash-to-axle ratio and vertical tailfin-esque patterns at the rear express classic Cadillac beauty. The production Lyriq is remarkably identical to the 2020 Idea, and we're excited to see them on the road. Genesis, on the other hand, a relative newcomer, adopts a somewhat different approach. The GV60 is the premium brand's first foray into Hyundai eGMP Kia's platform, which also serves as the foundation for the superb Kia EV6 and Hyundai Ioniq 5. The GV60 is the shortest of the three, appearing more like an agro-and hot hatch than a luxury SUV. Although Genesis gets credit for its numerous interior and exterior color options, Cadillac has the edge in terms of style and overall presence. The GV60 is only available with a dual-motor all-wheel drive system. The GV60 performance trim improves power from 314 to 429 EP and includes a boost mode that unlocks 483 horsepower for 10 seconds at a time. Base pricing approaches $60,000, and our performance model immune white stickers for $69,560. Let's get into their comparison in battery, range, and charging. When it comes to efficiency, these two are neck and neck, but only one surpasses the coveted 300-mile threshold. Despite being as efficient as the Cadillac, the GV60's battery size of 77.4 kWh restricts it to 235 miles between charges. The Lyriq has a substantially larger battery capacity, minus 102.0 kWh, than the Caddy, which has a range of 312 miles. But not so fast. The GV60's battery may hold less miles of juice, but it can restore it faster. The eGMP cars from Hyundai Kia are the only EVs under $60,000 with an 800-volt electrical design. Volts and watts, as well as DC and AC, might be perplexing, but the GV60's 800-volt system allows for some of the quickest charging in the business. The charging power of the Lyriq is capped at 190 kW, whereas the GV60 can charge it up to 235 kW, an almost 25% advantage. With over-the-air upgrades, the GV60's peak charging output might eventually rise to 350 kW, increasing the gap even further. Cadillac responds with 2 years of unlimited public charging at eco stations or credit of up to $1,500 for Merit home charging station installation. Next, let us explore the cabin competition for these two EVs. Although the difference is narrowing, interior embellishments distinguish the premium from the pedestrian, the luxury customer from the layman. To varying degrees, both of these electric SUVs separate themselves from their respective parent firms' weaker models. We'll begin with Genesis. The deep teal upholstery with tennis ball green contrast piping and stitching is the first thing you'll notice. Your gaze will next be drawn to a crystal ball in the center console, which swings open to expose the GV60's rotary shift knob when the car is started. Some patterned plastic trim and switchgear, as well as the specific sort of silvery plastic used throughout, are stolen from the Hyundai/Kia parts bin, but the overall material quality is high. Everything in the GV60's interior is round: door handles, climate controls, mirror adjustments, air vents, and the unique fingerprint reader, so there isn't a sharp corner to be seen outside of the infotainment display bezels. The design comes out as charming and gimmicky. We're reminded of the design-first ethos of cars like modern Minis or the 2000 new Beetle. This cabin likely won't age well, and it feels disjointed from the exterior's crisper execution. Even though the decor is a touch over the top, the Genesis cabin is really functional. With redundant controls from the central rotary controller and touchscreen, the infotainment system is snappy and simple to use. The power of the regenerative braking system is regulated via paddles behind the steering wheel, and there are physical controls for high-frequency functions such as altering the climate control or activating the heated and cooled seats. Genesis did not scrimp on the back seats. The materials are exactly as excellent as what's on the outside, and while the floor is a touch high, as is common with skateboard chassis EVs, head and legroom are enough even for full-size people. Backseat comfort is enhanced with sunblinds, a panoramic roof, USB outlets, and plenty of storage space. The cargo area is on the tighter side though, and you can't remotely fold the rear seats from the hatch area. First impressions are powerful in the Caddy. Unlike the Genesis, color is employed sparingly. Only the center console drawer and a 4-storage tray are upholstered in embroidered royal blue leather, and the elegantly perforated leather seats make for dominating thrones. You also sit higher in the Cadillac. At the Lyriq's low price point, laser-cut wood, brushed metal doorknobs, and sculpted speaker grills are extremely striking. Cadillac also improved its switchgear. Whereas recent Cadillacs drew significantly from the rest of the General Motors inventory, the Lyriq's majority of parts are unique to the brand. The seat controls, window switches, and turn signal stock feel weighty and expensive, although there are a couple misses with the flexible regenerative braking paddle, borrowed from the Chevrolet Bolt EV, and a center rotary controller that takes too much effort to click and makes an unpleasant noise when doing so. In terms of infotainment, the Lyriq has a single 33-inch piece of curved glass that houses the infotainment display, digital instrument cluster, and a second auxiliary touchscreen to the left of the steering wheel. This is a far more spectacular array than Mercedes' Hyperscreen, Benz where we couldn't tell where one display stopped and the next began. The digital suite is fantastic in terms of design. We simply wish it performed better. Basic car tasks such as opening the glove box and turning on the headlights are hidden behind menus. The Cadillac's 3 regenerative braking modes need a dive into driving settings as well. There are certain advantages here, such as Google Maps integration with charge location planning, but the Genesis infotainment is more tolerable. The back seats of the Cadillac are more luxuriously upholstered, provide more comfort, and have a couple more inches of knee-room than the Genesis. There is also limited but acceptable headroom. The materials and design are equally as impressive as the front end, and one editor is counting down the days until the Lyriq becomes their new airport cab. Cargo room is more generous than what's in the Jenny, plus there's usable underfloor storage that even includes a spot for the retractable cargo cover. For what it's worth, the Lyriq can tow up to 3,500 pounds compared to the GV60's 2,000-pound towing capacity, and the Cadillac has nearly an inch of additional ground clearance. We have come to the end of today's video. Share with us your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned to Lyriq Media for all the latest Cadillac Lyriq news. Remember to subscribe, like, and share this video to let the YouTube universe know that this video is helpful. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.